Falcons did those 2 plays down the field, big play, I couldn't help myself. I texted him. I said, "Fuck this, Giants suck." Blah, blah, blah. Like that's when I lost it all the way on the last Falcons drive. I fucking held it together the whole game until the last Falcons drive. That's it.
We shouldn't be in a position where we're thinking we could probably beat the Falcons at home on Eli Day.
I know. You know they picked this day because they thought this was their best chance at a win. That's right. What it was, and they still
aren't they doing something for? Are they retiring Strahan against the Eagles? Is that this year?
Oh, really? They're doing dude. This is when you know the franchise has lost all hope. When they're
you just start retiring numbers.
Yes, exactly. Like, hey, we need
How
fans.
Can we get people to the game?
Yes, exactly. We need fans to come to the games.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to fly up for the Justin Tuck jersey retirement. It's going to be great.
And also the Ramses Barden jersey retirement. Yeah, might as well.
Hey, that's famous Oakland Raider Justin Tuck you're talking about. All right, so I don't know if we're gonna get this actually on the air there, but Prano Brothers podcast, Grosse special here. He's got a kid crying in the background.
Yeah. All right. Also, was Grosse even wearing pants?
No.
Was that his...
Sunday night. The train has gone off the rails here.
Life of a Giants fan. It's not good. It's not good.
Can't even get your pants on Sunday night.
I mean, why even put them on to begin with?
Can I tell you why? You got me out of bed, which I totally appreciate. I'm totally all for it. I'm ready to roll for the emergency pod. I took my melatonin, about 7 beers deep, and we're ready to roll. I'm telling you, James, whenever you want to kick it off, let's go for the Raider talk because I'm here for it.
Here we go.
All right. We'll start with the Raider talk. Then we'll get into the Giants because I know that's what I really want to get your opinion on that. But yeah, 3-0, I've aged about 10 years over the last 3 weeks watching these overtime games. We should have won this game. Easy pick six on a miscommunication from Carr to our tight end at the beginning really gave him the game. And then we went for it on 4th and 1 from our own 30-yard line. So they had 14 points and only had to get like 20 yards. It was just so stupid. And then, we fight all the way back and then do something stupid at the end. So I don't know. I think we're a playoff team. We're atop the AFC West. Everything's coming up Raiders right now. You can't not love them.
All I got to say is I was on their bandwagon. They're my great bet team to begin the year. I just can't wait for the fish to start smelling and jump off this bandwagon because I think tonight was a rude awakening. I think they should have lost this game, but I got to give Carr credit. Dolphins were cooking it low and slow with that brisket, baby. And then all of a sudden throws a dime to Gesicki at the end. I'm like, dude, they're going to fucking lose this game.
Gross. That was the longest play they had all game. It was 4th and 20. They got, 23 yards, 24 yards. That was their longest offensive play all game. Waddle had 12 receptions for 58 yards. This was the most stupid offense they've had. Like I said, we gave them 14 points at the beginning, and we almost paid the price for it at the end. But
what's wrong? Is their Dolphins defense actually good, or is their fraud offense of the Raiders?
No, I mean the Dolphins defense is pretty good, right? They got a good secondary, 2 best corners in the game. Their defensive line isn't half bad. The Raiders' problem is our offensive line was shaky to begin with, and we've lost 1, 2, 3 guys so far. So 2 guards, Incognito and Good, and then our right tackle's been kind of hurt.
Incognito. Does that count, Grosse?
You're not counting that guy.
Come on.
He was playing at a Pro Bowl level before he got hurt.
No, a decade ago, he's smashing cars in Arizona with a baseball bat. He does not count.
He started the bully movement. We're out. We're done.
Hey.
You can't bounce.
As we all know, if you want to get on the straight and narrow, you go to Las Vegas. Oh man. So yeah, our offensive line is shaky. That hurts, but I'll tell you, the offense is clicking. Like we do what we want to do. If we had our normal running back instead of Peyton fucking Barber, we would. And he had 110 yards. He didn't
He
have a
actually
bad
didn't
game.
look bad tonight.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah. Our offense is decent. Our defense is the bend don't break type thing, which
You got the
Been there.
skill set, guys. I'm a big Edwards fan. I thought I'd get him for $1. No big deal. How you doing? You raised it way too high for me.
$7.
You got Ruggs. I think he's gonna have a bounce back year. He's already looking special. You got the Walrus, and
No, we don't, do we? No, we didn't get the
I-
Walrus.
No, he's talking about the
Okay,
Raiders.
the
He's talking about the
Raiders.
Raiders.
the
Oh, yeah,
Raiders as a
Oh,
whole.
I
have
thought you
the
were talking
Walrus.
about your dirty fantasy league that you made us join.
Oh, yeah, and you'll be in it for the next decade. So welcome. How you doing? Can't go anywhere now.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm just saying,
Hey, started from the bottom. Now we here 5 years later.
I don't hate it. You're going to be well into the top 5 in a year. You'll be fine. You'll make the playoffs next year. Next year.
What is this? The NBA? Everyone makes the playoffs? All right, that's good.
All right, so Gross, this is the first time I've talked to you. I've listened to my brother complain about the Giants for 3 straight weeks now. Tell me, what is wrong with the Giants?
It's all you,
want my
Gross. It's all you.
optimism or
Yep.
pessimism?
I want your
You
raw
want
Giants fandom. Just tell me what's wrong.
Oh, everything's wrong. I mean, I don't know what's right. I don't know where to start with what would be right.
The defense seems okay.
They're fine, but they're too ahead of. They're fine. The defense is okay. We don't have a tremendous pass rush. The secondary is fine, but they don't make plays. They should be better than where they are, which is okay through the first 3 games. The offense is just.
Oh, hang on, Gross. Let's stick with the defense.
You want to go? All right.
Yeah.
Defense.
Real quick. 3 things on the secondary. 1, Bradbury's getting smoked all over the field today. 2, how many interceptions did fucking McKinney and Logan Ryan drop today? Right in their hands.
That's the part
and they
they're not
dropped.
making plays. So
There you go.
Bradbury also got smoked in the Washington game.
Yeah.
So if he's going to be our
3
guy,
games in a row.
you step up. Adoree Jackson drops a game-changing interception.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to be the best part of our the secondary is supposed to be the best part of the defense.
Yeah.
Most solid veteran-run part of the defense. They do nothing.
Yeah, they're
Leonard
flopping.
Williams is a fine piece up front, but no pass rush outside of that. You're going to have
He's the only one that got a sack. Yeah.
You're going to have these outside linebackers that you just keep wishing and crossing your fingers. They're all garbage. They all suck.
Yeah,
Nobody's good.
X-Man, Lorenzo Carter. Yeah, no one gives a shit
You
about these
have
guys. No one's heard of
Antonio
them.
Pierce in Blake Martinez, which is fine if you were playing in the
He
90s
didn't
or
play
early
today.
2000s. But if you had a cleanup guy that was actually fast next to him to try to make plays and Blake could clean it up, the problem is Blake's trying to make plays. He's not a playmaker. He's a garbage cleaner upper that makes tackles. Nobody on that fucking defense excites me. You got Peppers returning punts still, like he's a random guy that we want to throw on punt return. Get that guy off fucking punt
Just
return.
like Jason Sehorn. Yeah, let's return.
What are we doing? Are you ready to blow his ACL out or what? Because why do we have that guy? Is he your captain of your secondary or a guy you put on fucking punt return?
Yeah.
There's got to be a bottom of the roster guy who can catch a punt, not fumble, and get a few yards.
That's CJ Board, and they put him on punt return one time, and he fumbled.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't put the fumbly guy on there. You just catch the ball, get a few yards, and that's it.
Basically, the Giants are fake news. Somehow Gettleman and Mara have brainwashed us into thinking that all these players are good. They're not. They're absolute
Which
trash.
player? Who has convinced you these players are good?
We think
Which
Peppers
player?
is good. Martinez. Okay, I will say Kenny Galladay had a nice game today because he finally got fed the ball. But dude, Evan Ingram, I catch one pass, I fumble. Like, dude, I'm tired of these fucking guys. Tired
The
of them.
problem is with everyone you named is you're great pieces in a good system. We don't have a system. We don't
'Cause we have
have
no-
a guy where you could be like, you know who's really good, who's showing nice plays is Peppers in the secondary, because the pass rush is sick. So he's actually in good position. He makes some. There's no other part of the piece. There's just really good, decent guys, but there's no system involved. So they're just out there floating around, dangling all over the place. They're not that good. They're all just a bunch of Madden guys running around with no.
But you're a big Madden guy, so that's why I see you might like the Giants because it's Oh, Gross.
I keep getting housed in Madden, but that's another story.
Gross. What's a better Madden team, the 2021 Giants or the 2016 Giants? Reggie Torres.
2021.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So that's
100%.
why we're so amped up about this team.
All right, so all right, let me get us back on track before we get too deep down into the Madden ranking. We talked about the defense. I mean, the offense. I know the answer is Jason Garrett, but I mean, how bad is this guy? And what happened last week with Washington, where the offense was good, but now the offense is back to being complete dog shit?
So I'll let Gross answer this, but I'll just say real quick, the offense was okay versus Washington. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Can
They
you
left a lot of points on the board. Gross, go ahead.
wait real quick before Gross goes? We had two theories on the last pod. Either one, Joe Judge kidnapped Jason Garrett and put someone else in charge of the offense against Washington, or B, he murdered him and was wearing him as a skin suit. So those were the two theories.
Yeah.
Well, I'm right on board. I texted Pasquali that I don't think they put batteries in his headset. So I don't think he was calling to anybody. That's the whole thing.
That's a third theory. I forgot about that one. Yep.
But I also, like, this week you also saw, like, I don't think Washington's that good. Even on defense.
They got that
True.
They're supposed to be good on defense. Yeah. So you have Daniel Jones is going to be good enough to do these things where he's 250 yards passing, 100 yards rushing. You didn't even really turn the ball over. Maybe he fumbled once. You're like, is this something? The answer is no. It's not something. It's nothing. It's a mirage. You're playing against basically a rookie. Everyone on Washington is a rookie or a second-year guy that you're like, they'll be a nice piece.
Plus Landon Collins. Don't forget about him.
Plus Landon Collins on a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we celebrating here? Not much. And you can't get your rookie wide receiver you took in the first round more than 3 looks a game. Like, what are we doing?
I saw a tweet that he ran 13 pass routes and like 8 of them or 10 of them were curls.
That was versus Washington. Yes. But
maybe he could fucking return punts. I don't know. Why don't we see if he could do that instead of putting our safety there?
Gross. Did you see? So today, of course, Shepard injures his hamstring. The guy can't play fucking 3 games in a row. Like, I love Shep, but I'm fucking done with that guy. Done. Second, Slayton got hurt too. Somehow Slayton hurt his hamstring. So what did we have? Let's start feeding CJ Board and this random Johnson guy, number 15, who we never heard of, instead of Tony, who in the first quarter, when he actually caught a couple balls, made some guys miss, got a first down on a third down, like was actually doing things. And
so maybe Joe Judge got this guy and he's like, he fucking sucks. We drafted this guy. He doesn't know how to run routes.
That was a Gettleman move for sure. Yep.
It's a Gettleman move. We went back. Joe Judge is like, I can't use this guy. He's not an NFL player.
Yep.
And we have him now. And now that's our problem. And I texted you today, if we're going to do anything, we're going to have the Bears pick. We're going to be battling 1 and 2 with the Bears to see which pick is higher.
Oh, we got both.
And we might have the first 2 picks in the draft. You have to clear out. You have to get a new GM. You can't let this GM get another go.
No, yeah.
First 2, we're gonna have 2 top 5 picks, and you're gonna redo this whole process again.
Well, yeah, because he picked Saquon, right? That was his first draft.
Yeah,
and then Jones was pick number 8, right?
Only because 6, and only because Herbert didn't come out. I would love to have faith that if Herbert came out in that draft, that would have been the pick, but that's just wishful thinking. But,
Or here's an idea, then just be like, we're not ready to take a quarterback.
yeah, take a fucking O lineman, take somebody.
Yeah,
Eli was still good.
Sign
Eli was still
Jacoby.
good.
Sign Jacoby Brisket.
Yes, Brisket.
Low and slow.
Heineke, Fitzpatrick, anybody.
Fitzpatrick. Give me Fitzpatrick for a year.
But build an actual core. Like,
Well, and you're gonna come in and say we need to fix the offensive line, and I can't name one fucking starter on that offensive line that I think will be an above 85 rating in Madden. If you want to circle right back to that, nobody will be. Maybe Andrew Thompson, but guess what? Your left tackle is probably his ceiling would be like the 15th best left tackle in the league, the 11th best tackle. He's not the guy.
For the Giants, that's actually good, and he's been their best offensive lineman.
100%.
Believe it or not, yeah.
Oh, 100%. But we got guys that I didn't even know, like they didn't even know they were in the NFL, and they're starting center. Like, what are we doing?
Which really go ahead, Pat.
No, I'll say Gross real quick. Think about back in the day when we used to complain about David Deal. Like, I wish we had fucking David Deal.
Spoiled.
Yes. We were like, David Deal sucks, giving up sacks. Eli's getting smoked. But, dude,
guess what
I wish we had David Deal right now. Yes, exactly. Multiple. Yeah.
God.
So this really begs the question: does
what's that?
Does Gettleman have like naked pictures of Mara or something? How is this guy not fired? You said he came in 4 years ago talking about the offensive line, and it's probably gotten worse since he's gotten here, right? And they've drafted high picks, they've signed big dollar guys like Solder, and it's just gotten worse.
Now, the thing is, like, I hear the conversations these two fucking idiots have in their high office. They go, look around the league. It's just not the way it's done. This is not the way they build rosters. We're going to build rosters the right way. We're going to do it the right. And Mara's like, we got to do it the
big
right
accent
way.
guy, rosters, hog mollies.
We're gonna have hog mollies. And Mara just fucking eats it up. Old school thoughts. Oh, I love it. Let's get
it's 1942. Fran Tarkenton. Let's go.
And they fucking just eat it up, and it's just garbage. That's old school thought. They have no idea how to build a new age roster. Mara has no idea. Mara led the charge in the fucking taunting penalties. You don't even know what product we want, Mara.
Mara's terrible. He is the worst owner now. I mean, I hate the guy. I hate everything about that guy.
Problem is, he's actually a good guy. Like, charity, all that stuff.
Is he?
Yeah, Pat, tell me more about why he's a good
guy.
But
that's the last thing I'm going to say. Football owner, bad. Personnel, bad. Also, James, James and Grosse. You know who also led the charge on that whole taunting bullshit? Sean McVay, who's the 49ers coach. Shanahan. For some reason, all the younger coaches were like on that train, which to me makes no sense. Like, is that the pussy generation that's going to be coaches now? Like, I don't want you to talk shit to anybody.
All right, I'm just going to say, don't bite the hand that feeds you, right? If their owner is telling them you should support this penalty, they're going to be like, well, yeah, I support this being penalized because this guy's paying me millions of dollars. So they're just not biting the hand that feeds them. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, and good to James's point. You're right, and think about where those two teams are located. Some Cali libs over there. I mean, not to get political.
That's why Grosse lives down in Charlotte now.
No big deal. How you doing? But maybe it's also like those guys know how to build a roster, so they're like, you know what? Let everyone else take those fucking idiots who's going to taunt, and we
the
just
scumbags
know how to. They're going to build and
Grosse build a roster, but maybe San Francisco has an actual guy that can call offensive plays. They have Kyle Shanahan. We have Jason Garrett, who just. Dinosaur. I just call him a dinosaur. Dinosaur offense. Think about it.
It's
2 games ago. How many play action RPOs did we run 2 games ago? Today, what did we do? None.
And that's what it is. Like, and they thought they had something too, which is, again, you're going to get this RPO thing with Jones, and it's great, and it's fun, but he's not a progression quarterback. So your first read is, should I hold on to the ball or not? So that's one read for Jones. Now he has the ball. It's just one throw. So he's got one look, and that's it.
Gross, that's funny you say that, because I was talking to my buddies today. So I was watching a game with all my buddies. They're from New York. And what I described Jones as, I called him kind of like, the nicknames that they used to call like mafia guys back in the day. Like they would say the first name and then give him a nickname. Like, oh yeah, Tommy Two-Tone or, whatever. So I call Daniel Jones Danny One Read. That's what he is, Danny One Read.
Yeah.
He just gets the ball. He only looks one way. If it's not there, boom, check down. Or
go get the papers.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Look, snap. I get it. Oh, it's not there. Let me put my head down and run. Danny One Read. That's what he is. Danny One Read.
And he's not the worst quarterback. And
I agree.
That's not a good thing, and it's not a bad thing. And you're just stuck now. What are we going to do when it's his turn to get a contract? Are we going to really play this game again, or is Daniel Jones become the new Teddy Bridgewater? And
there's no way you can pick up his 5th-year option at that salary unless you fire Gettleman, this year during the season. You fire Garrett, or at the end of the season. You fire Garrett at the end of the season, and you bring in someone who can actually develop a quarterback. Garrett can't do that. I'm sorry, he's never done it, has he?
No,
unless you call Dax that.
I mean, Dak's an extremely talented person on his own, right? Between the mobility and the throwing arm, I don't think Garrett gets a lot of credit in that development.
I don't think he did, because Garrett was Dak's coach for like 2 or 3 years max, right? Because this is Dak's 5th year, and Garrett's already been on the Giants 2 years. So I think Garrett will get credit for Romo? That's it?
Was Romo more of yeah, I guess maybe.
I mean, Eli always beat him though. So
Wade with Romo?
Oh yeah, Wade Phillips.
No,
yeah.
But the problem is, if you're gonna fire Gettleman, and I thought about this today, Mara's gonna ask in the fucking interview. So what would you do to the new GM? What would you do with Daniel Jones? And Mara loves Daniel Jones. So whoever comes in has to deal with potentially keeping Daniel Jones. Like that guy can't be like, yeah, I'm out. I'm gonna go get a new quarterback because he's brainwashed.
Well, yeah, unless you bring in, and you can't do this now that you just hired Judge, but unless you brought in someone so headstrong and with such a big name that could, just Mara would say, hey, do it your way. And, I'm good with it, because you're going to have a top pick, right? So if you could get someone in there, and these guys don't exist right now because they're all hired, but if you could get someone like a Pete Carroll or a Belichick or, any of these other big name coaches who have been around, right? I don't know who's available right now.
Pay him $100 million for 10 years? That's the kind of coach you want, James?
Yeah, John.
I mean, hey, are you happy where you're sitting, or am I happy where I'm sitting?
Boy. Well, the problem is the Giants, gross. Ever since Tom Coughlin, the Giants have Mara. I'm not saying the Giants, Mara, he's half-assed every decision. He either gets rid of the GM or gets rid of the coach. He doesn't do both. It's either get rid of half, keep one half. Then, this didn't work. Now we'll get rid of that half, but we're bringing in a new half. And here we are. We're in this cycle. Like, he just doesn't. He should have cleaned house. Like, all right, if he really wanted to get rid of Coughlin, he should have cleaned fucking house. Not just only get rid of Coughlin and then keep Reese, bring in fucking McAdoo. Like, that was just status quo. Yeah. Like, Yeah, we're just getting rid of one guy. Like that doesn't send a good message.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like if you go for it, you got to go for it. Bring in Nick Saban, right? Fire Judge, fire Gettleman. Bring in Nick Saban, give him the keys to the car, and say fucking do it. Like you need someone with that kind of name. You know, it's New York. You should be able to get anyone you want who doesn't currently have a head coaching job.
My problem is I do like Judge. I do. I like Judge.
He's fine. Yeah, I mean, I have no reason not to like him.
I think Judge has a lot of potential. I just think he's hamstrung by Jason Garrett and Mara. And I feel like that's going to be his downfall. And he's going to have a short-lived Giants career. And then we're going to be screwed. We're going to be back to square one, Gross. All because of fucking Mara.
I thought Garrett was coming in to kind of probably babysit, but like,
but Judge's
first year.
He's a fucking man.
Let's bring in Garrett. He's been a head coach.
So that's what we told ourselves. You're right. Yeah.
And now he's back. Like, is this now Judge's guy, or
there's no way
he even have a say in this? If he didn't have a say in it, that's a problem. And if it's Judge's guy, that's another fucking problem. So what is the problem?
It's Mara's guy. Trust me. I have faith in Judge.
Who likes Jason Garrett?
Nobody. I don't know. Oh wait, well, Gross. Like, unless you're into redheads, are you Mike Kohlenberger? Yeah, you're in. The only guy I can think of that I've ever met that likes redheads. So yeah, and he's a Jets fan.
Terrible. Fireball.
Yep.
Start fresh.
That's what I told Pat this. I said the best thing for the Giants is you lose at least the first 10 games, right? Because that pretty much guarantees that Garrett will be gone. The worst thing you can do is go 7-9 or 7-10, whatever the records are nowadays, and Garrett just keeps hanging on and hanging on. So I know it sucks now. I've been in your guys' position for the last pretty much 15 years, so I understand what it's like. The best thing for you is just to lose and lose and lose.
Yeah, but see, James, the thing is, Gross, we don't know what's next. Really, I don't know about you. The only thing I want is to get rid of Jason Garrett. That's it.
But there's only one way to do that,
I don't want
and
to
that's
get rid
to
of
lose.
Judge. But I don't want to get rid of Judge.
Sorry, Judge is collateral damage. You need to get rid of Gettleman. You need to get rid of Garrett. If that means getting rid of Judge, then so be it. Okay. I mean, that's collateral damage.
Okay, best scenario, Gettleman and Garrett are gone, but Judge says Judge gets to become his own GM, and then we're in business.
Well, that is like, I agree. Like, you have to rip the Band-Aid off. If we're saying what we want, not half in, half out, because we run the cycle, like you said. Who is the coach's guy? Let's get a GM that fits the coach. Okay, well, it didn't work. Let's fire the coach, keep the GM. GM, what kind of coach do you want? And
exactly.
It's just over and over and over again. And it's a mess. It starts from how is the GM not running the company?
Because Gettleman, he's a goddamn meathead.
Yeah, I know that. I understand.
He doesn't even have a computer. He just uses papers and pencils.
Bumbling all over himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. They're in a good position with the draft, but I'm over saying that. Fucking saying that.
Oh yeah, gross. I'm done with the draft because as long as Gettleman's in charge, we're gonna draft some slob who's not gonna do anything. Like, think about it. Think about all our draft picks, our first round draft picks: Andrew Thomas, Daniel Jones,
Kadarius Toney,
Dexter Lawrence. Who else? I'm definitely Saquon. Like, none of these guys. Like, think about it. Top 10 picks, at least one of them should become an all-pro.
And then you got these like exciting second round guys like Hernandez. Hernandez was supposed to be a solid offensive lineman. McKinney, we were supposed to be excited. Oh, we have our next safety.
Alabama safety.
Second round.
Yeah, you're like, next Ed Reed. Let's go. Yeah.
Where are these guys? Where are you even playing?
Nowhere to be found. Nowhere.
McKinney can't beat out Logan Ryan for playing time.
That's pathetic.
Logan Ryan, who who taps more opponents' heads after saying good job. And then fucking anybody I know, I get he's a great leader, great fucking locker room guy. He deserves to be on this team. But guess what? You don't deserve – well, he does deserve to beat out McKinney because he can't fucking play NFL yet. Like, this is where you are.
Just like you said, I'm tired of locker room guys. I want fucking football players, not locker room guys. And you win the game on the field, not in the locker room.
They keep getting these guys to, like, fill out a roster. Like Galladay fills out your roster. Drafting Saquon fills out your roster. You don't fucking get these guys to make your roster.
Yeah, you need a roster before you get those guys.
There's nobody to help these guys. They're just back up. Galladay's back on the Lions. That's it.
He is. Yeah, you're right. Odell Beckham thought think about it. Back in, what was it, 2014 he got drafted? Maybe 2015, he was like, he got drafted by the Giants. He was like, he probably was pumped. He was like, yes, New York City, Eli Manning, Giants, let's fucking go. And what happens? He learned real quick. He was like, I'm screwed. Like, I'm never going to win here because the old Giants are fucking done. Like, Odell Beckham did everything he possibly could to win in that city, on that team. And unfortunately, he didn't even come close. Because the rest of the team was trash.
Does anybody love Odell Beckham more than Pasquali?
No.
He was an absolute stud. He was an absolute stud. And there was no team around him. That's how it worked. He had one guy, Eli Manning. That's all he had.
Don't be an OBJ apologist. You're the worst.
Dude, Grosse. If we didn't have OBJ back in those, like, middle to late, like 20 teens years, we would have been 3-14 every single year. 3-13.
It would have been a decade of what we are doing right now.
Yeah, but he saved us and gave us hope for a little bit. We at least had like some excitement. Which
the offense was exciting. Yeah, absolutely. When he was on the field, the offense was exciting. Yeah. I'll give you that.
He did his job. That was the best move Gettleman ever made. We got Dexter Lawrence and Peppers out of it.
All right. Well, I'm not talking about the trade, but
I'm just saying he did his job. That was the best thing OBJ could have done for us. Get us those two guys.
But think about what has Peppers done. He's a middle of the road, not even a top end safety.
But
Dexter Lawrence.
He's a decent punt returner.
He's a good punt returner.
He almost flopped today and got a penalty. Remember that?
He's a special teams guy, and Joe Judge is a special teams coach. So he knows the kind of guys he wants to coach.
Oh, good.
All right. That was good. Do you guys feel better now, or do you feel worse?
I feel worse.
You think we feel worse?
I'm sorry.
I was actually hoping, like, hey, hanging out with Grosse, seeing Grosse, good to see you.
Pressing these emotions. I thought I pushed these emotions all the way down, and I forgot about them. Just raising everything up.
Oh, man. All right. Any other observations from this week other than the Lions getting screwed by the refs one more time? I don't know if you guys saw that. It was a clear delay of game, which would have pushed a field goal back from 66 to 71 yards. Didn't happen. 66 yards. Tucker makes the NFL record, and the Ravens win. Yeah.
So you're saying it should have got pushed back?
It should have, yeah. I mean, it was a solid 2 Mississippis after the play clock struck 0, and then Jackson snapped the ball. So, yeah, I mean, it was frustrating, mostly for those of us who had money on the Ravens, like me. So,
James, you're always 1 week too late. You should have been on the Ravens last week.
Yeah, I'm done betting on the NFL. What's that, Grosse?
I love the Lions this week. Loved them. I got to. Hopefully, the clock was on point because sometimes the broadcast doesn't have it right. But
no, I mean, even if the broadcast didn't have it right, you'll see the highlights all tomorrow if you watch TV. Even if the broadcast didn't have it right, it was 2 Mississippis past 0. Like, it was bad.
I love how you throw in if you watch TV like I'm a 67-year-old man. Do you watch TV or
no, Grosse?
I don't know what you do, Grosse.
No. So that'd be funny. Like, we need Cowell on here because James Cowell is
Old man.
Just like Big Daddy, he will only listen to Bob Papa and Carl Banks on radio and not watch the game. Dude, not joking. Gross, right?
The best way I could describe Sewell is I thought he was a Jets fan for most of the time I knew him. Like, he feels like such a Jets fan, and I often remind myself, nah, he's a Giants. He's listening on the radio. What are you doing, Kyle?
I can't believe he actually does that. I actually met up with him. What was it, last year when Teddy got married? He met up with me in Penn Station. We had a beer and then caught the train out
At where
Island.
Rose's Pizza, back when it was still existed.
Where?
Rose's Pizza.
Oh,
Or
maybe.
still existed. Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't exist anymore.
A lot of New York City doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and it's mostly called the Giants.
I wonder why.
They don't
So I'll say
exist at all.
one game that I was not happy about tonight was the Steelers.
Oh, I loved it.
Well, yeah, they got smoked.
Hammered the Bengals today.
Yep. And
I
then
hammered.
the other one. So, the fucking Chiefs. So I had 4 survivor entries. I picked 2 on the Chiefs, 2 on the Broncos. I should have just done all 4 on the Broncos. I was actually thinking I should do 3 and 1 because I'm much more confident in the Broncos beating the Jets than the Chiefs. But
Well, you should be more upset because that Lions pick would have knocked a lot of people out because the Lions should have won. I'm sure the people took the Ravens.
you're actually probably right. And also, I think a lot of people probably picked the Patriots too. And the Saints just absolutely dominated them.
Dominated.
So,
Go on.
no, I was going to say,
I picked the Pats to cover in the Pick'em Survivor. I think I did Arizona, Denver, and Baltimore. So all those are surviving, but just barely on the Baltimore pick. But yeah, the Jets look even worse. I don't know how can you bring in a decent coach? Robert Saleh seems like a decent coach, but they just got worse.
Seems like no one's ever known of this guy since his 1 year as a defensive coordinator with the Niners. And
everyone's saying that about Joe Judge. He seems like a good coach. He probably fucking has no idea what he's doing either. But the problem with the Jets is everything as well. Like, that dude is not the answer. I was like, at last minute, I fucking thought to myself, like, it's about 1 o'clock. Oh, no. What did they play? 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
No, 4 o'clock. And I'm like, no fucking way Teddy Two Gloves is 10.5 favorites over any NFL team.
That's what I say.
Little did I know that the Jets are not an NFL team anymore. They never really were.
They were.
Holy moly, Zach Wilson is not the answer.
But Gross, what do you think about your hometown team, the Carolina Panthers, being 3-0 with Sam Darnold?
I was actually pumped for him until McCaffrey limped off. I thought they were going to be the sneaky kind of.
I heard it was less than a grade 1 strain though, so he's back in business. He'll be okay.
He'll be fine. It's going to take a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
But just like the Raiders, they're my cover pick. I like them. I used to like the Jags. Everything's starting to turn sour.
Wait. When did you like the Jags? 2 years ago?
To cover?
Yeah.
No, they're my cover party. They always get 7.5.
The Jaguars?
They were going to cover today. They should have.
Gross.
That is not an Urban Meyer fan. You better get ready. Just get a drink.
Oh, I'm not an Urban Meyer fan either. I think they're really very bad, but I always think that, teams like that have the stink of the name and nobody ever takes them. So Vegas just pushes the line to make you take them.
Yeah.
I'll fucking take them. At some point, I'll fucking take them.
Vegas knows, just like I do, Urban Meyer's trash.
He's trash. Oh, yeah.
He's absolute garbage.
The only reason they were in that game was because of a shit call by the Cardinals to kick a 66-yard field goal. They got housed by a 109-yard return.
Yeah.
Kept them alive.
Why are NFL coaches so dumb sometimes?
It's
No,
like
he's not.
that. Yeah, they know they're the smartest guy in the room by making certain decisions, and it just backfires. That's what it
No,
seems
they
like.
think they are. They think they are.
All right, I don't want to drag this topic out, but when you were describing the Jets, you made me think about it. If you combined the best of the Jets and the Giants, players, coaching staffs, GMs, and made one super New York team,
I don't
how
like where
many
this is going.
how many games would you win this year?
3.
Well, the
I can't
problem
think of
is
any
like
Jets players I'd want. All right, Gross, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that. I don't know. Maybe the
Marcus
offensive
May,
line.
he's a good safety.
Dude, all we have is DBs.
Yeah, we got plenty of them. Peppers is the same guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, your punt returner.
My punt returner can play safety too. Maybe they got a couple guys on the line I'd take. Obviously, their whole line. Because
No,
the Giants don't have an offensive line.
I mean-
so I'll take whatever NFL player they
Oh,
have.
offensive line. Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean their line's pretty bad, and you guys are right. You at least kind of hung in there with the Broncos a little bit. They didn't even score a point against the Broncos, so at least we have a common opponent to kind of judge the teams against. Yeah, New York is just bad for football right now. It's I don't know. It's representative of the city as a whole, I guess.
Yeah, so
I'm in
James,
with the Broncos.
since you're flying so high, do you plan on going down to the Raiders Giants game?
I was talking to Ali about that. I said, "Hey, if tickets drop low enough, I'll go down." And she's like, "Yeah, you should bring Jack." And I'm like, "Yeah, probably not a
That's
bad
actually a good
idea." My 6-year-old, if tickets get low enough where I can afford bringing a 6-year-old who doesn't know anything about football, then I'll go.
That's
And-
tough.
Dude,
That's going to be a tough game.
if the Giants keep
6-year-old
losing,
NFL.
Yeah,
tickets are just going to keep getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Yep.
yeah, I'll hold out. Gross, how old are your kids now?
6 and 4.
6 and 4. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I got 6.
It's a long
3,
day.
and-
If he's
and
not into
2.
it, it's
What-
tough.
Who?
Is the oldest a boy or a girl?
Both boys.
Both boys. Okay. All right. Yeah. So they're not into it yet.
We went to a Ranger game. He loved it. He's a sports guy, though. I can't imagine when my second one grows up to be 6 and 2 years grows up.
Yeah.
6, I can't imagine bringing him to a game. He's going to be all over the place.
Yeah. Like they don't. At least my son. Like he cares for sports for 30 seconds, and then the rest of the time he just doesn't give a shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's too many bright lights and loud noises, man.
And hot dogs and cotton candy and all that other.
Oh, yeah.
happy-
You'll be
yeah.
walking around the stadium the whole time.
Yeah.
Fine. You get a tour of the stadium.
But if tickets are
Slick
$20, then why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You should ask Schlick about the tour of the stadium if he remembers it. He just walks around the stadium the whole fucking time.
Dude, gross. That was like a decade ago. That's hilarious.
Oh, he still does it.
Still does it?
Yeah, of course he does.
Oh,
All right. So now I got to hear about it. What does he do?
I thought you were talking about 2011 when we lost Schlick during the Giants Redskins game, right?
Yes, but that's not like the only time he does that.
Oh,
Like, But he does. One time we were at I would say probably like 4 years ago, we were at the Saints Giants game whenever they played them, and I'm just watching like where's Schlick? And we just I'm like wandering, my eyes are wandering during the dead play, and I look up, I see the security guard and this guy just talking to the security guard. I think the security guard felt bad because he didn't know where to go. So he just talked to Schlick the whole fucking quarter. Just stay by me, buddy. This is a safe zone. You'll be okay. Just be by me.
well, that's what happens when you have one kidney.
That's right. Very dangerous.
Oh man! All right. Any other observations from this week? Anything else you guys need to get off your chest before I go to bed?
All I gotta say is I think you guys should do this on Thursday night while the game goes on. And then you could watch the game as it goes on. And you give a little tidbit there, here and there.
Yeah, talk about what's happening.
Also
Yes.
because I love Little Fridays and I would love to hop on a Little Friday.
Yeah. So the reason why we didn't do it the first week is because the Giants played on Thursday and didn't want to bleed into the Giants game.
You
Which-
actually wanted to watch it. because it was early in the year.
Yeah, because I'm a psycho. Yes, agree.
And now you know.
Yeah, Giants don't play any more Thursdays, so yeah, we can definitely probably do it on Thursday. Yeah. Smart.
Anytime you want me to hop on them, man.
All right. Who do the Giants have next week?
What's that?
Are you serious? Do you think he said, who do the Giants have next week, Grosse?
Nobody. We're not watching.
Yes. No, to be honest, I have no idea. Absolutely zero idea.
All right. Raiders, Chargers, Monday night battle of actually the Chargers are 2-1. They're in third place in the AFC West because of the friggin' Broncos. But yeah, it should be a really good Monday night game. This will be the real test if the Raiders are a real deal or if they're just fake, right? If they get blown out, then we're fake and we're gonna suck. But
they're definitely getting blown out.
Where's the game?
It's
wow.
Monday night. I don't want to put that fear in you. You should know it's going to be the Raiders on prime time.
Gross.
I mean, is that what you said? Did you say that week 1 when we played the Ravens Monday night?
No, I didn't. That's the surprise game to get you guys to believe it.
Oh, to get us on the map. All right, this is getting us.
I'm telling you, you get believe, and then the Raiders are going to go on prime time. I thought tonight was going to be the game where it turned because it was Miami. But it's next week. So
all right.
I'll still bet them. I'll be in with you. I'll be all in with you.
I was gonna say I might need some side action on that, but if you're still betting on the Raiders, then I guess we can't. But...
I'll jump in on the Raiders with you.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks for coming out, Grosse. It was a pleasure, and yeah, I got to go to bed.
Hope everyone at Syracuse University enjoys this recording.
All right, see you.
Adios.
Hey guys.